Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the narcissist wants the door open. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist wants the door open to communicate with people, no matter what they did in the past. You see, the narcissist wants to rewrite the past, and they want to blame other people for their poor behavior, because the narcissist can't be accountable, they can't introspect, and they will blame shift anything onto anybody who is listening to them. But the narcissist wants that door open because they want to be able to go back in time with people who haven't gone no contact, etc., or with people who haven't gotten the message about what narcissism is. And they want to go back and abuse or use or manipulate those people over and over and over again. This is why the narcissist has so many different relationships, and they're juggling all these at one time. Picture, if you will, a clown in the circus, and they're juggling 5, 10, 15 bowling pins. Well, that's what the narcissist does with relationships, and not exclusive to romantic. They could be friendships, colleagues, coworkers, etc. But the narcissist doesn't like stability. They don't want commonplace. They don't want to grow together with somebody. They want to drive wedges between people and anything that matters to them. And when the narcissist has used up or consumed as much of an individual's resources, that's when many times they will discard these people. Now, the discard doesn't happen always. There are times when people are strong enough to remove themselves from the relationship. Either way, my heart goes out to you. You were in a toxic, narcissistic relationship, and you now know that this is the relationship you will need to heal from. That's why you're going to have to meditate, to journal, to see a therapist, to read, to watch videos, and to really slow your life down and process what that relationship was and how it affected you for that period of time. But the narcissist many times wants the door open. That's why, let's go back to blocking. Say you were playing the blocking game with the narcissist. Again, this isn't a game, but it's not a game to you or myself, but to the narcissist, it's nothing more than a game, because they can test the temperature of anybody. If they block them or unblocked and played the blocking game, the narcissist has done this dozens, if not hundreds of times. It wasn't just you that they were doing those things with. But remember the blocking with the narcissist. The narcissist many times doesn't want to be blocked, because they want to have the ability to still communicate with people whenever they want to, at whatever time or whatever time zone they're in. This is why many times people will get phantom texts from bogus phone numbers, meaning burner phones, and these texts will come in at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, or maybe at 7 a.m., or maybe right before the weekend is beginning. And these texts will say some similar things, simple words like this, like, how are you? Thinking of you. Are you well? How are you doing? Now notice how I used those 4 sentences. I kind of spoke like a robot. Well, that's what the narcissist is, essentially. There's nothing inside of them. There's no substance, there's no core, there's no originality. So they will use template texts and send those texts to people, many times including if those people have blocked them from burner phones or other people's phones, to try and stay stuck in your mind. That's why you must go no contact with these people. That's why you must remove yourself from these people and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, because any one person who is in communication with the toxic individual and you're still in communication with them, well, you're just one step away from being in communication with the toxic person. That's not what you want. That's why post-relationship, most of us, if not all of us, have had to rebuild our lives. We've had to relocate. We've had to learn how to put ourselves back together. We can't go to the same gas stations or the same places to get our food. We had to redo our schedules and reorganize our mindset. And those are just 2 micro examples of all the healing that you'll have to do on the healing path. Remember, the healing path is not linear. It will take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you in the community and on the channel. Be patient with yourself. Be stoic. Be kind. Be centered. And understand that tomorrow the sun will rise again, if today is a challenging day. But getting back, why the narcissist wants the door open, because they need to be needed. And they want to know that at any moment they can reach out and communicate with whomever they want to. And that's why the narcissist hoovers. And I've shared this so frequently in the last couple months in videos, I'll say it again. The narcissist hoovers not because they necessarily want to get back with you. It's because they want to see if they can still get to you, which means, will you still give them money? Will you still put a roof over their head? Will you still be thinking about them? Will you still help them despite all the damage they've done to you? That's what a Hoover is in a nutshell. And remember, become unhooverable. Get off the radar of the narcissist. Go no contact, block them, and begin to heal. A Hoover is nothing more than you crossing the mind of the narcissist in some capacity. And they said, oh, I remember that person. That person did so much for me. They paid my way through life for a couple of years. They gave me money. They bought me a car and gave me access to all these things. Oh, I think I'll reach out and talk to them again, or at least test the temperature of them, and I'll see where they are. And if that is what you experienced, you now know that accepting a Hoover will never benefit you, because the narcissist has already done the groundwork. They already figured out what made you tick the first time you met them, and they took whatever they could and probably discarded you, or you removed yourself. But one way or the other, they knew everything about you, and all they did was said, okay, this is low-hanging fruit. It's a person who hasn't healed or gone no contact. I can go back and I can play the victim card, or tell them that I really do love them, or I miss them, or I've changed, or I've healed, or whatever. I put myself back together, and maybe they'll give me another opportunity. And that's why you shouldn't accept a Hoover. That's what the narcissist does. That's what they want that door open. Think about a healthy, stable relationship for a moment. Whatever a relationship was, friendship, romantic, anything like that. Well, when these healthy, stable relationships end, usually you hug it out, you say, hey, it's been great, thank you, we had a great time, or I'm moving, or I graduated university, or we have to end this romantic relationship because A, B, and C. But you usually discuss it. You usually have an adult conversation. And usually the two parties communicate honorably, honestly, authentically, and they can put each other in each other's shoes because they want to end that in the proper way. That's not how these toxic relationships end. They end with a thud, a crash, a bang. Many times they do come out of left field, and they're meant to inflict or administer as much damage to the person, which isn't the narcissist, as possible. That's why the discard, many times it occurs around a holiday, like Halloween, or like one of your favorite holidays. That wasn't a coincidence. It was meant to twist the knife in deeper and deeper to perhaps have somebody have that holiday ruined. But also, remember, let's say it was Halloween as an example, or right around there. Well, it wasn't just Halloween, it was Thanksgiving, it was Christmas, it was New Year's, and et cetera, et cetera. See, this is what the narcissist does. That's why they want to leave the door open. That's why they don't want to give you closure. That's why the toxic person at the ending of the relationship will say things like this: just give me time and space. Just give me some time. I'll let you know in a few months. Let me see what's going on. Let me put myself back. They will say whatever they can, because why do you think they would do that? Because they don't want to close the door. They don't want to give you closure. They don't want you to figure out who they are, and they want to keep you stuck while they're off with the new supply or new sources of supply. You see, the narcissist at their core, what they do is they string people along, and they string multiple people along at any one time. That is why the narcissist can't sit still. That is why they're always on their smartphone. That's why they're always comparing what other people have, and they're comparing what fuel sources provide for them. Example, let's say that they had 3 fuel sources running at the same time. I'm talking about the narcissist. Well, maybe fuel source A has deep pockets, which means they have a lot of money. Maybe fuel source B is a super empath, meaning a person with a high level of empathy, but they don't have the most money. And maybe third person is somebody who can take this person on trips around the world, or can get access to certain events or things that the other two couldn't provide. Well, each one of those 3 people provides utility for the narcissist, and the narcissist will grab all 3 of those people's utility whenever they want to, and they will try their best to triangulate all 3 of those people with each other, or maybe those 3 don't even know about each other. But the narcissist is always playing games. They're playing the games that are the texting games, they're playing the waiting games, they're playing the pining games, they're playing the non-closure games, they're playing all of the abusive tactics and techniques that they administer to people. The narcissist did so much damage to you when you were in that relationship. And again, you weren't taught this in school, so you did not know that it existed on the planet. You probably just thought that the narcissist was somebody who was looking at themselves in the mirror a little too often. Well, that's not even close to the case. What the case is here is the narcissist is somebody who hasn't fully developed, and they want to dump all of their toxicity and darkness and nastiness into anybody that they encounter. That's why the people that experience and or go through the most of the abuse, usually it's the people that are in the families of the narcissist, or people who live with the narcissist, or who are in longer term relationships with them. Why it would be those 3 people? or groups of people? Because they see the narcissist the most. You see, the more time you spend with a toxic person, the more opportunity it is for that person's mask to drop or to slip. That's why these poor behaviors, they add up. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts the longer you're in these relationships. Flip it. Maybe the narcissist has had long-term relationships or friendships for people with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Well, that's absolutely possible. Why do you think that is? Well, why didn't those people figure out about the narcissist? Maybe they didn't spend as much time with them. Maybe they only saw the narcissist once every year, once every few years, or at a high school graduation reunion or a college reunion, etc. You see, it's the people who spend the most time with the toxic people. They're the people who experience and suffer the abuse day in and day out, week after week, year after year, etc. Think about the narcissist at work. Maybe you had a job, maybe when you were younger, or maybe even right now. Maybe this is the first video you're consuming and you're realizing that narcissism is prevalent on the planet. But going back to what I was sharing, maybe you have a coworker who is always talking bad about other people, and they're always blowing their nose, or they're always tapping their fingers, or they're always playing their music too loud, or they're always sharpening their pencil, or they're always tapping their foot, or they're always tapping their hands, or they're always over-laughing. Yes, over-laughing, meaning someone at the water cooler tells a joke, but this person laughs like it's the funniest thing they've ever heard since they were 2 years old. But anybody that tells a joke, they'll do that. Well, who do you think this person could be? They could be a raging narcissist and looking for attention and looking to blow up the office, looking to disrupt people's energy. If you know what I'm talking about, drop comments below. You see, the narcissists, they don't just come in one shape and size. There are different shades and nuances to each and every one of these people. Some are a micro narcissist, meaning they don't do much damage at all, and some are macro, and then there are people all in between. But at their core, what the narcissist wants is to keep the door open, because they want to have access to people that provided utility or provided things for them in the past. Example, let's say one of your siblings turned out to be the narcissist, and maybe you just figured it out recently. Well, why do you think you kept on bailing them out of problems? Why do you think you kept giving them rides? Why do you think you kept loaning them money? Why do you think you kept giving them your time and your energy and trying to help them get from point A to point B in life? And why do you think they never improved? The reason why is because they were just milking you and stringing you along. They had no plans of improvement. They just wanted to suck your energy dry. That's what these people do. You see, the narcissist will always be stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state. It doesn't matter how beautiful they are. It doesn't matter how much money they have. It doesn't matter how many yachts or beach homes they have. What matters is at their core, they're rotten. It's like a nice apple, a beautiful apple that's shiny, and it looks absolutely delicious. It looks so good, you can't wait to take a bite into it. You do? And what's inside of it? Larvae, a worm. It's rotten to the core. Well, my hope is, first of all, that didn't happen to you. Second of all, my hope is you never were in a narcissistic relationship. But third of all, that's what a narcissistic relationship is in a nutshell. They will promise you A, B, and C. They will future fake you. They will add or glom onto your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. If you told them that you went to University A, they will go tonight and research whatever University A is, and they'll learn all about the local hotspots and claim that they went there too, but they graduated just a year before you or a year after you. You just missed each other, but you're both alumni. This is what the narcissist does. It's what they've been doing ever since the smartphone began. It's been doing since that time began. The thing is that these people are getting worse and worse, and narcissism is more and more prevalent ever since the smartphone and ever since social media. But that's why you need to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered. That's why you need to have boundaries. That's why you need to close the door shut and super glue it and nail it tight and make sure that door will never be opened again. You see, the narcissist had the best thing they will ever have in you, and they know it and you know it. And once you figured out who they were, and once you got that first light bulb moment, and once you put yourself back together or you got on the healing path, then you realize that the narcissist never loved you. They never cared about you. Perhaps your childhood wasn't the way you would have liked it to be. Perhaps your romantic relationships were always blown up because of the narcissist. Maybe you didn't go to the university you wanted to because the narcissist impeded your schooling or education. Maybe the narcissist blew up your hobbies or your career. The narcissist takes everything, and what they want to do is take, and take, and when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. And the narcissist has an insatiable quest or quench for supply, and they will get it any which way the wind blows, from a pet to a trip, to money, to a package being delivered, to calling you and hanging up, to verbally abusing people, to mentally abusing people, to emotionally abusing people. This is why the cycle just continues to go around and around and around in a loop. And the one common denominator, the one constant in the loop, is the narcissist. And at one point, you were a cog in that wheel. You were stuck in the spin cycle of abuse. You were dipped in the deep end of destruction. You were in that cesspool of manipulation. You didn't know where you were or how you got there. You just knew that your whole life was upside down. And just when you thought that you could figure out what was going on, well, the narcissist would throw a monkey wrench in there and change the topic, or blame you, or say something to you. That's why the only solution to these relationships is get as far away from these people as possible. Run for the hills. Go no contact. Do not ever, and I mean ever, unblock these people. Be fortunate that you're out of the relationship. Put yourself back together. Slow your life down. Insulate and protect yourself. And take the lifelong learning lessons from that relationship and from the past. And do not, and I repeat, do not predict the future. Live in the present moment. And realize that you are fortunate to be out of that relationship, and that now the doors of abundance perhaps either are opening up for you or will open up for you soon. Once the narcissist is removed from your life, or once you really wrap your head around what narcissism is, and maybe you haven't gone no contact yet, or maybe you've been trying to and it's challenging or difficult, but you know you will in the future. Once you put all these pieces together, and the clarity returns, and your energy returns, and your health returns, and you start doing things more and more outdoors, or doing things that focus on yourself, essentially when all this energy that you had placed into the toxic narcissist isn't going into them, they become small, they become revealed, and your clarity returns, your health returns, your routines return or get recreated, and all of your focus on your life gets turned back into you. That's when you can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. You can travel the world. You can do whatever you want to do, as long as it doesn't include any toxicity or the narcissist or any narcissistic person. That is what you must do. If not now, when? So understand, the narcissist will always want the door open so they can slither their way back into people's lives at a later date, or have access to them, or try to blow up their lives from afar, or to see if they can plant any more seeds of doubt with people around you or around the people. That's why you really need to get the message. These people do not improve anybody's life. All they do is try to destroy people's lives, and they know it. That's why once you identify someone's toxic and you really wrap your head around what narcissism is, specifically when you learn the definitions such as triangulation, gaslighting, stonewalling, etc., that's when you have to go no contact and block these people. Get off the radar, become really small, and really understand who you are surrounding yourself with, and do not overshare information. That's what the narcissist was looking for before they met you, when they were with you, and definitely after they've met you. And remember this one, and I will close the video. The narcissist has the sixth sense, and that sixth sense is a huge advantage to them, because the narcissist is a predator, and they look for prey. They look for vulnerable people, people that are wounded, or people that have high levels of empathy, or people who are too trusting or naive. And they want to capture those people, and they do that for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. And then usually what they do is they end the relationship or discard those people. And most of those people don't figure it out. They sincerely don't. But that's not you. You're in the channel, you're on the channel, you're in the community, and you're getting your cup full because you put two and two together. That's why the onus is on you now, when you're ready, to go no contact and to block them. And when I say block them, there's a reason. There's a brick wall behind me. This is what you need to have surrounding you for the rest of your life. Not walking around with a brick wall. I'm talking about when it comes to the narcissist. You need to be reinforced. You need to have boundaries, and you need to not ever, and I mean ever, let them in your life. Because all they will do is continue to take shots in you, continue to try to do damage to you, and continue to try to break that wall down. That's why you need to understand that you're out. You have to have boundaries. Going no contact is the path. If not now, when? So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And realize the narcissist wants the door open. It's very simple. It's because they looked at you as an opportunity. They saw what you provided. They saw how you cared. They saw your empathy and maybe your money and your time, and how you always did the right thing, and how you really, really gave that relationship everything you possibly could, despite the fact that they were trying to destroy not only it, but you. And they can't find people like that every day. They sincerely don't. When the narcissist gets the new supply, and I've shared this so many times, I'll share it again. The narcissist's new supply, they are only one of three people. One is a toxic person themselves, i.e. a narcissist, or maybe even worse. Two, they are a recycled person, a person who hasn't figured out what narcissism is. They didn't get that light bulb moment yet. They didn't crack the code. And three is a clean slate, meaning a person who is naive. They're just going through life, and that probably was you. You didn't know that narcissism existed or was prevalent on the planet. Those are the only three options for who the new supply could be. Again, a toxic person, a recycled person, or a clean slate. That's why once you get the wisdom, you really need to take the blocking seriously, and you need to protect and insulate yourself, because no one's going to do it for you. You're going to have to take action, and you're going to have to understand that, yeah, the narcissist took their best shot, but they failed, and now you go no contact and you block them, so the narcissist can't leave the door open, because that's what they want. They want to keep people stuck and trapped, but that's not you. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.